I always loved her. That much was never in question. I loved her sweet personality that never had one bad word to say to anyone. I loved the way she felt in my arms. Her bronze skin was as smooth as the finest satin sheets, and her large brown eyes were so mesmerizing that I once spent 15 minutes just looking into them. Until she finally asked me what was wrong. "Nothing, babe," I replied, for at that moment everything was right in the world. She lit up her cigarette, took my hand. I was the happiest man ever at that point. We were engaged, all set to be married the next year. I had recently graduated from the university and I was working as an apprentice in a privately owned funeral home that took me in. One day, she called me on my break. "I've missed my period and I've been feeling like shit," she told me. "The pregnancy test I took came back with 2 lines, 'We're going to be parents.'" I was anxious, but excited anyway. I was with a beautiful, wonderful woman and we were going to have a baby. I was working at the only profession I had ever wanted to join, and we had bought a modest 3-bedroom Victorian fixer-upper. Life was finally perfect. The problem with being at the pinnacle of your life is that there's nowhere to go but down. Unfortunately, all the effort I had put into painting this beautiful portrait of life was for naught. A month later at the OBGYN appointment, they discovered a malignant tumor in her uterus alongside our child. I held her hand as we received the news. After some testing, they confirmed our worst fears. She had a particularly malicious and rare form of ovarian cancer. She was in stage 4. She was going to die. Our unborn baby would die. I didn't let her see me lose it when we got home. I went out into the broken down shed in the backyard and lit up a cigarette. I bawled my eyes out silently as I realized the full impact of the doctor's words. After it was out of my system, I went back in and made her a vodka tonic with extra lime wedges, her favorite. She kissed me, told me everything was going to be all right. We'll always be together. I'll never forget you. She was so much braver than me. I pulled her close to me. We went to the bedroom to make love. We didn't have any time to lose. Finally, the day which I had never been fully able to prepare myself for came. I went into work that day against the wishes of my boss, Doug. I explained that I needed to do this embalming, and he usually disapproved of people embalming their own loved ones, but he allowed me to. He understood that I needed the closure. So even though he wanted me to take some time off and let his son, Bobby, do it, and he gave in. I was in the prep room all alone with her body, and I started playing her favorite song, Nights of Sidonia, on my MP3 player, and I got to work. I hadn't realized how much the cancer had taken away from her radiance until I had restored it. She looked like a sleeping angel. I took my gloves off and placed my hand on her cold chest. "Please keep your promise, Clarissa. Always be with me. Never forget that I love you." I kissed her on the lips one last time before I placed her in her casket. And afterwards, I could have sworn I felt someone come up behind me, put their arms around me. I just ignored the sensation. I was in mourning, I told myself. I was bound to have strange thoughts and feelings right then. So after the funeral, I went back home and I laid her on our king-sized mattress with her pillow in the spot that she used to lay. And as I fell into an uneasy slumber, I thought I heard her saying, "I love you too." Shrugged it off and went to sleep. 2 months passed and I was still having those strange sensations. Bobby was talking to me one day and he suggested that I take a real vacation. Sit down at your house and relax. You didn't take any time to get over her death. Give you some money out of our petty cash to take a paid break. Come back in 2 weeks, but I'm getting worried about you. And I agreed. I walked into my house. It hit me like a punch from a bodybuilder, the smell of fried chicken. My niece must have been there, I thought. She had been helping me since Clarissa died. Took a thigh, almost fell over. Tasted just the way that my love had always made it. I ate the whole plate, wondering if my niece had learned to do that, and as I stood there, I heard a small whisper. "Do you like it?" Even though I knew no one was there, I answered, "Yes, I love it." Felt a wave of happiness come over me. I'd get over this. I was strong, and her love would always be a part of me. I went to take a shower, went to bed. Late that night, I heard a baby crying. I woke up with a start. I walked out in the hall. It was coming from the front room. I walked in there, and I was amazed at what I saw. It was her sitting on the couch with a beautiful baby girl in her arms. I told you I'd always be with you. Isn't Emily precious? And now we're together again. We'll always be together. But how? I asked. You're dead. I embalmed you. Yes, replied Clarissa. And so are you. How? I couldn't believe it. I had just been to the funeral home that day. I hadn't killed myself or been maimed or... How could I be dead? You came home and ate that rat poison in the box on the counter. You loved it. I walked back to our bedroom, with her at my side, and in that bed there was my body, contorted in a strange position, lying in a puddle of blood, vomit, and urine. Oh, I didn't die very easily, I take it, I said to Clarissa. She smiled at me cryptically. Dying of cancer wasn't any picnic either. Enough sightseeing. Been waiting for you to join me for 2 months. I knew that if I kept talking to you, you'd come to me. Let's go. Eternity is calling us. I took her hand and followed her through a strange door out of the mortal world. I didn't bother fighting it, so I'm dead. But I'm back with my fiance and daughter in the netherworld. I guess that's a fair trade. Hey there kids, it's me, MrCreepyPasta, and I've worked with a lot of talent over the years. Many of the authors have books of their own, which I highly encourage all of you to check out to see more of their tales of the strange and horrific. And for those looking for a sampler of some of my absolute favorites, I've worked with these authors to compile just that. Stories that have been made famous throughout the internet, stories on this channel, and some that are brand new. The CreepyPasta collection is a long time coming, with support from all authors involved. Check it out on Amazon and in your local bookstores September 2nd. Or, I suppose you could save yourself the nightmares.